Hi YouTube, I thought I'd do a quick video showing the items that I've selected from this year's spring collections. I'm trying to be reasonably frugal and just buy really outstanding items that I don't have anything similar to in my existing makeup collection because that is already way too big. So these are the things that I bought. As usual, quite a lot of nail varnish because I do use nail varnish all the time, and I like to collect Chanel colours, as you may have gathered. Chanel have brought out 3 colours for spring. The 2 that you see here in front of you, they're called Charivari and Tapage. And I think those are musical terms from what I read. The Charivari is this beautiful, deep, lilac-y plum that looks almost black on the nails in daylight, but in bright electricity, which is what I'm showing it in here, you can really see the purple plum. And that's quite a bold colour statement for spring. We usually kind of think of very pastel colours, and Chanel have been doing this with their spring collection the last couple of years. Last year they brought out a nail varnish which became one of my favourites, although it was limited edition, called Accessoire, which was a very brown, bricky, deep red, not that far from the famous Rouge Noir. And it's just a beautiful shade, but when you first saw it, you thought, gosh, you know, what's that got to do with spring? Actually, I think kind of mixing up dark colours with more fresh, bright spring colours in your overall makeup look can look really effective. So what I like about this collection is they've brought out with this nail varnish, for example, the Illusion d'Ombre, and they brought out 2 shades, one of which is this one, which is this very beautiful purpley plum called Diapason, which is the one I went for. And you can see I've already used it quite a bit. Beautiful shimmery plum. To me, the standout of this collection. That's showing very, there we go, a bit better. Really beautiful, soft product to use. That's not showing up brilliantly because my electricity is very bright, so it's better on that kind of swatch there. It gives this really dimensional purpley colour, which looks quite alarming in the jar, but is actually really, really easy to wear. And you can then kind of lighten that up with a much lighter lip, or they have brought out a lip colour in the velvet range, which I really like, but I couldn't justify buying because I had quite a similar one from the Christmas range 2 years ago. This is showing up pinker than it is in daylight. It's actually a very nice plum velvet. And there's a very similar one out in this spring collection to that one, which was L'Impatiente from 2012. But they also have some really bright pinks. There's a beautiful Allure velvet in, I think it's called La Diva, a really, really bright fuchsia pink that I'm really tempted by, but I can't justify buying because I do have quite a few pink lipsticks and it's not really the greatest colour for me. But I like how they do that, and then you can sort of chop and change because the other Illusion d'Ombre that they've brought out is a really beautiful pale silvery pink, which I looked at. I think if I was 20 years younger, I would definitely be buying that because it's really, really pretty. It's, on my hooded eyes, a little too glittery and too light to work on its own. You could use it on top of other shadows because that's the thing you can do with these Illusion d'Ombre. You can use them very effectively on their own. There's one in the permanent collection called Émerveillé, which I use just with a bit of liner and mascara when I want a quick look, and there's, you know, nothing easier. You can splodge it on, you don't have to be particularly accurate, and it still is very forgiving. Or you can build them up as a base with other shadows. So, for example, I haven't bought the quad for this spring's collection. It would work with either of the Illusion d'Ombre, but I do plan to use this, which is the quad again from Christmas 2 years ago. That plum colour there and the pale colour will work really well on top of the Illusion d'Ombre. And that's, I think, really the secret of kind of mixing and matching. The other nail varnish that I got was Tapage, which is a more typical, I suppose, spring, although it really looks kind of a summer colour to me. A very bright, hot, pinky red. I haven't worn this yet. I have worn the Charivari, and it's a really good opacity, almost opaque in one coat, certainly on two. Good last. It lasted me 5 good days with a good top coat, and I chip easily because I get a lot of tip wear on the computer. I haven't tried this one yet, so I don't know. Some of the formulas are less good than others. What else? The other one in this collection is called Ballerina, and it's a more typically spring colour. I'm showing that there. That's not from this year's. Ballerina is a re-promote of a previous. It's looking so bright in my light, but it's just a very beautiful pinky nude. So more typically spring-like, but I already had that from the previous collection. And then I should say there's some nice blushes as well, but too similar to the ones that I've got. I looked at the Dior collection. They have 6 polishes. I only bought one, although there's a very pretty coral. This isn't showing up brilliantly in the light. I'm just going to move the camera to see if I can get a better. There we are. It's showing a bit better there. It's a really beautiful pale true blue that I had nothing like in my collection, so I went for that. Haven't worn it yet. The weather hasn't been great for it. What I have worn is their gel coat, which isn't part of the spring collection. I think it's been out for about a year or so. It's a really good top coat. I really rate it so far for making the manicure look really glossy and more long lasting. Although along with a lot of these really good top coats, it does shrink a bit over a few days, so the edges of your nails seem to become less covered after you've worn it for a couple of days. But overall, although they're expensive, I think that was £18, in terms of making your home manicure last better, or even a shop manicure, it's a really good product. And then the only other item I bought from the spring collections, I've already talked about a bit in a standalone video, and it's this beautiful palette, not so great product. It's the Yves Saint Laurent Flower Crush palette in Rosy Blush, and it's supposed to be a duo blush, a creamy powder. And if you've seen my other video about this, although I love how it looks, both the palette, again, not showing so great in electricity. There we are, better picture of it. Terrible colour payoff. Really, I'm not working here. Really not great at all. And I have been using it, but I'm no more impressed than I was when I recorded my video a couple of weeks ago about the quality of this product. It's a real shame because the packaging is second to none. But I'm very pleased with my Chanel purchases, especially that lovely Illusion d'Ombre. I do recommend, if you like the consistency of these shadows, you check out both colours. They're very different, but I think one or other would appeal to most people. It's a pricey product. I think they're £24 each, but they do last forever, in terms of forever. They last a long time, provided you screw the lids down well, because they are prone to drying out if you don't close them properly. But otherwise, although it's an expensive product, it is incredibly useful. So speak to you soon. Bye for now.